Commissioner Ireland,
Present.
Commissioner Gowdy,
Here.
Commissioner Oliveros,
Present.
Vice Chair Harvey,
Here.
Chair Price.
Here. This time, would you please join me in pledge allegiance to the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we have received no public comments on the items that are not on the agenda, so we will now move to the consent calendar. Since there's no public comment, I'll move for a motion on the consent calendar. Any commissioner?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
A second.
Second. Clerk, would you do a, thank you.
Commissioner Ireland,
Aye.
Commissioner Gowdy,
Aye.
Commissioner Oliveros,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harvey,
Aye.
Chair Price.
Aye. We'll now move on to the public hearings. And item 4.1 on the public will be presented by Evan Gorman.
Thank you, Chair. I'll take a moment just to get the presentation loaded. Thanks for your patience. All right. Thank you, Commissioners. Tonight's application, our first application is AMPM Sales of Distilled Spirits Conditional Use Permit. We'll start with a lay of the land where we are in town. We're there on the west side of town near the freeway. And if we get closer, you'll see it's at the northwest corner of Laurel Road and Empire Avenue. There's the ARCO AMPM fuel station there with an overhead view of it. You see Contra Costa Canal there. And surrounding it are vineyards, residential properties, rural residential to the west, and more neighborhood-style residential to the north, and another fuel station to the south, along with some storage. It's a 1.56 acre parcel, which has had a convenience store and fuel station since 2020. It operates 24/7, and it currently sells beer and wine. The general plan designation is commercial. The zoning is general commercial. And there's an image of the convenience mart that we'll be talking about tonight. All right, now for the project description tonight. Wood Creek Oaks Petroleum, Inc., the applicant, is requesting approval of a conditional use permit in order to sell distilled spirits along with their existing offering. So they already sell beer and wine. They'd like to add liquor to it as well. No physical changes are proposed for the site except for the change in product inventory. The distilled spirits would be located within an approximately 2-foot by 6-foot shelf space in an aisle within a locked case, only accessible to an employee. There you have an overhead view of the floor plan for the convenience mart, and then highlighted in orange is that small display section. Now, the question is, might be, why is this at the Planning Commission? And that's because convenience stores that sell distilled spirits for off-site consumption have generally been interpreted as liquor stores under the Oakley Municipal Code, and pursuant to that code section have required a conditional use permit in order to establish the use in town. We've had a number of these over the years. Just my this 3-year stint here, this is our third one. You've given us some good direction during, the commission has generally over those 3 years. So now we route it not just to various departments, but we get the police department's input. And so for staff analysis, I just want to add that we ran this by the police department. They wanted to just confirm that it wasn't a locked case, if it was going to be displayed on the almost said show floor, and that's not the case for a convenience market, but inside the store, in the aisle. There we go. And so we confirmed that, and they were okay with it from there. We also check, you can only put so many of these licenses in a census tract before you need special approval from the police department. When that does happen, we don't, we can take a look at it. Maybe it still is appropriate. But right here, this census tract has enough room for an additional license without needing to worry. Without needing to worry. For the municipal code findings, the municipal code findings for a conditional use permit are really focused on new development, a whole new building, whether the nearby streets can handle the traffic. And so when you have a small addition like this, it easily conforms to the findings for approval. We found that this is a small change to the way that this convenience mart operates. It doesn't have a major impact on the neighborhoods, and the streets are able to handle any additional traffic. And so we found that it met the findings for approval. The integration into the existing use ensures that the AMPM maintains its compatibility with the neighborhood and addresses finding 3 from the municipal code, which states that the proposed use will be arranged, designed, constructed, operated, and maintained so as to be compatible with the intended character of the area and shall not change the essential character of the area from that intended by the general plan and the applicable zoning ordinances. So that's saying this is currently commercial. Will it change the character? No, it won't. For environmental review, our team found that it's exempt under CEQA guidelines section 15301. It's existing facilities. When you make a small change to something that doesn't change its use or expand its use in a significant way, that's exempt from CEQA. And we find that this won't change the use of the convenience store. Finally, for staff's recommendations, staff recommends the Planning Commission adopt the resolution approving AMPM sales of distilled spirits conditional use permit as conditioned. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. And then the applicant would like to speak for a moment. Applicants, if that pleases the commission, we can send them up here. All right, thank you.
This looks like it's on. Okay, here we go. Feedback. I'm Leslie Burnside with Core States. I also have from Wood Creek Oaks Petroleum the Vice President, Matt Strow, and we also have Brittany, who's the manager of that particular location. And I hope you've had a chance to go by and take a look at that store. They run an excellent operation. I did want to just formally say that we accept all the conditions of approval, no problem with any of those. We are all here for questions. I was just going to touch on a few things real quick. Matt and his brother Mark, who's the president of Wood Creek Oaks Petroleum, they developed the site and they operate it. They're very hands-on people with all of their stores. They have an extensive amount of history between them, 35 years, 11 other stores. They are very well versed with age-restricted sales and the challenges that sometimes come along with that. So they have a very sophisticated operation to handle loitering, things like that, the age-restricted sales, the training, the working with law enforcement and all of that. Let's see. As Evan mentioned, it was developed in 2020, currently has the beer and wine license. The primary reason for this addition of the product line is an additional profit center. It does allow them to continue to thrive at this location. It also allows them to continue to be able to invest in the property, keep it modern, and make it thriving. We believe that we've provided a pretty comprehensive plan for the alcohol sales, very similar to plan that was presented when they first were approved for the station. It goes into security training, their extensive experience, all the ways that they keep the community safe. We're confident that when you have had a chance to review it, you will find that this is a very responsible operator, and the additional license will be in very good hands. We're here for any questions that you might have about their operation and the request. Thank you very much for your kind consideration.
Thank you very much. At this time, any of the planning commissioners have any questions for? Yes?
Thank you so much. Couple questions. One of them is, what are some of the challenges that are current now with just beer and wine that the store faces, if any?
Matt, would you or Brittany like to come up and kind of discuss in general? Sure.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matt Strau. So some of the challenges are there's increased competition in our area. So we're looking to be able to still maintain, our profits and the store sales, and there's our competition does already sell the Type 21 license. So also trying to stay competitive.
Thank you. And then from like a day-to-day operations, have there been any major like safety concerns currently with beer and wine operating?
No, well, we do train all our employees of how to stay safe when there's situations that are out of their control, and not chase after people. Make sure to call the police when there's some problems, and actually we've had a really good relationship with the police department. When there is some activity in the area, they come and tell us. And like there's been times where we've shut down because of there's like a string of robberies going on in the area and things. And Brittany knows better than I do, but they call her and let us know, hey, something's going on. You guys really need to be careful. And so actually we have a really good relationship with the police department. So.
Okay, thank you. And then with the Oakley Police Department, have there been any safety concerns? Have they been kind of aligned with that part? I'm just concerned with just adding distilled spirits to just adding more to where we're attracting more folks that are not part of the Oakley community, right? So I'm just kind of hesitant on that piece.
Yes, it's a good question. That's kind of our intention from the Planning Commission's previous direction has been make sure as these come in, route it out to the police department and get their feedback. And so over time, you would hope that if something does come up, they would express that during their review. And so on this one here, we routed it out with that intention. And the feedback is that they have not run into issues at this time. And as long as it was locked up, that was an important part of their feedback, then they found it acceptable.
Okay, thank you. And then I was doing some research just in distilled spirits and kind of what the gap has, not the gap, but just kind of how it's been increasing with like the Generation Z, which is more of like ready to drink type of beverages. Are those going to be part of the distilled spirits line, or is it just going to be like your whiskey, your hard liquor, vodka? Just curious.
Yeah, it's mostly just like what you described right there, the line that you were talking about, the whiskey and your typical vodka or gin or whatever, that sort of thing. Yeah, we're not looking to market towards anybody underage at least, and for sure, Like our company, we take the restricted sales very seriously. Like Brittany watches.
If I may speak, I have.
Yeah, but she's our expert on that.
So, so I completely understand your concerns because when this was presented to me from the owner, I was, do we want that type of business? That's exactly the question that I asked. I spoke to my staff about it because I have a very dedicated staff. We have a staff of 20. We have 12 inside team members. The rest are our car wash team members, but we operate as a whole unit. And when I spoke to the staff, I said, hey, you guys, this is going to be a big challenge. Do we think we can handle this? Absolutely. We currently participate in the BARS program, and so monthly we have shoppers coming into our stores. They're secret shoppers. We do not know that they are secret shoppers, and they're coming in and they're seeing it for IDing properly, and we have not failed a secret shop. Currently I have a little wall in my store. It's got green cards all over it. So I haven't failed a secret shop in over 4.5 years. I think we had one failed shop in the very beginning, and we tightened down and we figured out what exactly happened, and we have not made that mistake again. We do work very closely with the Oakley Police Department, and we have thought about this as a way of keeping liquor into the neighborhood where they don't have to travel. I'm thinking, like, I got people that live in the neighborhood behind us. They could walk up the street, grab their liquor, and walk back home. They don't have to drive. So there's one of the positives. With Safeway coming in on the street, of course, like Matt said, we want to be competitive. But I also want to address the fact that there are concerns with the high school being down the street. Never spoken at council meetings, so I'm a little nervous.
You're fine.
But we are very dedicated to keeping liquor out of the hands of kids. I have 2 nieces in the high school. Don't want any of them drinking. Absolutely not. We have 18-year-olds working in the car wash, so we're very dedicated to making sure that we're not putting anybody at risk. But I wanted to just address the fact that we are participating in multiple programs. We do have, besides the BARS program shopper, we have a secret shopper that they do a video review with our company. It's a compliance video review to make sure that we are complying with customer service and alcohol and tobacco controlled sales.
Thank you. One more question, or I don't know if it's conditional or not, but if we see, and I'm sure we won't, right? But I'm just thinking ahead.
Absolutely.
If we see that there is an influx of safety concerns and we're just kind of seeing turning of not a good corner, can we shut it down? How does that work? Not shut it down, but can we revise what we're really kind of looking at here?
Yes, in the slim chance that that were to happen, that's absolutely built into the conditions of approval within the draft resolution before you.
Okay.
So yes, if we were to hear that there was something, they obviously have due process, so it would come back to you, and yeah, there is an avenue for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have a comment on this. We approved a store on the corner of Empire and Main Street a couple of years ago. There was a lot of community support for that. And have you heard any negative feedback from us approving that?
I have not, just as a planner here. No, I haven't.
And that's been at least a couple of years ago that we passed that.
That was 2023. That's correct.
Great. Thank you. Any more comments from the commissioners?
I only have one concern would be are you planning on selling the airplane shots? Because okay.
No, I try to stay away from anything small, to be honest. The bigger the better for us because I call them pocketables. I don't like to have pocketables in the store, but these will be under a locked case, and so only an employee will access them, and I don't see us carrying something that type of off-brand, to be honest.
I will now open the public hearing. I have no public comment cards. We haven't received any at this time.
Not for this item, Chair.
Thank you. So I will now close the public hearing and call for deliberations. Would one of the commissioners like to make a...
I move to approve it.
If that's a motion, I'll second the motion.
So we have a motion and a second. Would you please take roll call?
Commissioner Gowdy,
Aye.
Commissioner Ireland,
Aye.
Commissioner Oliveros,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harvey,
Aye.
Chair Price.
Aye.
Item 4.1 passes 5-0.
Moving to item 4.2, the applicant has withdrawn the request, so we're going to bypass that and move to item 4.3.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, and Planning Commissioners. The next item on tonight's agenda is the Stone Creek subdivision. Here's a little summary. This is an application by Ponderosa Homes requesting approval of a vesting tentative map to subdivide approximately 50.5 acres into 176 single-family residential lots, a 2.4 acre park, and a 2.7 acre detention basin, a 1.1 acre 75-foot wide creek setback, and other associated improvements. The project is located on the west side of Sellers Avenue, approximately half a mile north of Delta Road and 1 mile south of East Cypress Road, located southwest of the intersection of Kings Canyon Way and Sierra Trail Road. Surrounding existing uses include single-family residences to the north, single-family residences and agricultural uses to the east, across Sellers Avenue, and located in unincorporated Contra Costa County, as well as to the south. Single-family residential and a single-family residential neighborhood to the west. Marsh Creek and associated Marsh Creek Regional Trail is located along the western side of the project. The project site is primarily undeveloped and was graded in 2006. The northern portion of the project site is undeveloped and graded, and the southern portion of the site contains the building foundations and remnants of a demolished single-family residence and ancillary structures which were previously located in the southeast corner. Some background. The project site has two general plan designations, RL, or residential low, and RV, residential very low. The zoning of the site is P1, or planned unit development district. It allows for diversification in the development and ensures compatibility with surrounding uses and with the general plan. It also requires adequate standards necessary to satisfy the requirements of public health, safety, and general welfare. Site and surrounding uses. As I previously mentioned, the project site is located on the south, south of Kings Canyon Way and Sierra Trail Road, and bounded by Sellers Avenue to the east and east side of, which is also the city limit. Tentative map, as I previously mentioned, subdivides 50.5 acres into 176 single-family residences. Vehicular access off of Sellers Avenue and Oakley Road, Teton Road, and Kings Canyon Way. Minimum lot sizes are 6,000 square foot or 7,500 square foot. There are some bigger lots on the project as well, about 16,000 square feet. The park is to be joined with an existing dedicated parkland to the north, then improved as one park by the project developer. And the project also features dedications and improvements along Sellers Avenue. Environmental review. The project is subject to CEQA. An initial study was conducted and a mitigated negative declaration was prepared for this project pursuant to CEQA. The NOI was posted for public review from October 7th, 2024 through November 5th, 2024. A recirculated MND was produced to address vehicle miles traveled, VMT, and a subsequent NOI for the recirculated MND was posted for public review from September 25th, 2025 through October 15th, 2025. An errata to the MND was included to address comments received on a plugged dry well located on the project site. The CEQA analysis found that 7 out of the 21 impact categories required mitigation to reduce the potential impacts to less than significant. Additionally, the NOI and the ISMND are attachments to the staff report. The project is also subject to HCP, or the Habitat Conservation Plan, that the East Contra Costa County takes part in. Members of the HCP include the cities of Brentwood, Clayton, Oakley, Pittsburgh, and Contra Costa County. The plan allows for efficient compliance with the California and federal Endangered Species Acts, and the project will pay approximately $1 million into the HCP impact fees. Analysis. The site is physically suitable for the project. It is similar to surrounding residentially developed projects, and it is also able to accommodate the proposed density of the development in a manner consistent with the underlying land use designations. The subdivision is not expected to result in any serious public health problems. Public improvements are proposed and conditioned, which will benefit the public and surrounding properties. Site access, circulation, landscaping, utilities, frontage improvements are provided as part of the project and are similar to those in the surrounding subdivisions. As such, staff recommends the Planning Commission adopt a proposed resolution recommending the City Council adopt a mitigated negative declaration and approve the project titled Stone Creek Subdivision as conditioned. The project applicant is also here if you have any questions. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Any questions from the commissioners?
I'd like to ask.
Go ahead.
Are all the mitigations that were recommended, are they completed?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Mitigations that were recommended to bring it to negligible, are they completed?
No, those would be, you would go through that process through the project as the project continues.
The developer would take care of that as part of the process?
Correct.
And the well that's Diablo's, is that the dry plugged well?
Correct. There was a well that was found on site that was previously capped in, I believe, 1980.
And that's under the purview of Diablo Water, or no longer? It's on the plot.
Oh, I think you're talking about it. There was a well up north that I think the project applicant.
It's a separate one?
Yeah, that's a separate one.
Quick question. So I know you talked about the vehicle access. I know sometimes we have situations with the influx of traffic. We've already done kind of a study on like how this is going to increase more traffic, fire safety, or allowing for the fire department if there are, those type of situations. I know that's kind of a constant issue or challenge for our community down in that cellar space.
Yes, so the project did conduct a traffic impact analysis as part of their submittal. The project also is routed out to outside agencies, police, fire, for their comments or if they have any concerns related to the project. There weren't any noticeable comments that they provided, but that is analyzed as part of their initial submittal.
And would you say Cypress would be probably one of the main areas that would be, I'm just trying to kind of get an understanding of where most of this traffic would come in from or out of?
Yeah, I mean, there are multiple options. The primary goal would be that they take Sellers Avenue, north or south, but they do have the possibility of cutting through, as the project mentioned, through those existing neighborhood streets. But the intention was that they come in and out of Sellers.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, one more question, sorry. For the public review that was in 2024, that was some of the feedback that you put in there from that, or is there more feedback from that public review?
So, as part of the CEQA process, we post a notice saying, hey, there's an environmental document that you can review. It's posted online. You can also, I believe, still come down to City Hall and review, and you're able to comment if you have any concerns or questions on the environmental document. And that's where that notice.
But you haven't received any
Not-
noticeable
not-
ones or any?
Yeah, not from the public. One of the comments received that the environmental consultant did an errata for was the dry gas well, but that's been addressed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Hearing no more comments from the commission, I will now open the public hearing. And at this time, I have one speaker, Bob Owen, would like to speak.
Good evening. First time here, so I got a few questions, and they may be for the gentleman right here. I think the property location is just east of my house. I'm on Hamilton Court. So are you planning to start the project at Sellers or on the creek? I'm assuming it's going to be in phases.
Chair, I would recommend have the gentleman ask his questions on phasing and such, and possibly the project applicant could come up afterwards and address all the questions at one time to prevent dialogue.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Was that not appropriate, or?
No, totally fine. Just we can take all of your questions, and then after your time, because you only have 3 minutes, so we want to make sure we get all of your questions.
Okay, so is there a start date? That's one of them. And will there be a street light installed at Delta and Main, or Sellers and Delta? And I think you spoke about a pipe on the property. Is that to be removed? And I think there's a proposed park. And is that on the trail, or is it up on the north side, I guess, with the adjacent buildings that are already built? And I believe you said, Ken, that there is access to the trail, and the schooling is all Oakley. So that's really all I'm trying to figure out, since it's right behind my house. I mean, I'd kind of like to know when it's going to start, what the completion date's going to be, and I'm assuming it's going to be the normal 7 to 4:30 kind of stuff. So if that's the case, I'm okay. I just like to know about the street lights, because Delta and Main, with another 170 homes there, it's already an issue getting across there. And if the city doesn't have anything in mind for that, then maybe we should.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to take up too much time. Thanks.
I have one more speaker card. Do you want to address his questions now, Mr. Cortez, and then we'll pick up with the next speaker?
I thank you. Yeah, I believe I can take some of them, but some of them I will also ask the project applicant to come up to the microphone. I will start with just some basic information. So right now we are just approving, or we would be looking to get a recommendation on the map itself. We would still have to review the design of the homes, which would come to you, and some of the smaller design details for the project, so that, just to give you that background and heads up that it would still be some time from now, potentially. But in that, we would look at, the street light design, how the homes would look, how the park would look, and things of that sort. As far as, park location right now, the north of the project site, there is a park that would be proposed there, along with an existing parcel that would be developed into one bigger park. The trail, you would have public access to that as well. That's separate from the park, but the public would have access to that. And then, let's see. Yes, they would all be located, the residences would all be within the Oakley School District. And then I will ask the project applicant to talk about any potential phasing, estimated timeframes, and any other, start dates as well.
Thank you. I have one more comment. Jeff Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Oakley Planning Commission. My name is Jeff Schrader, and I represent Ponderosa Homes. Give me a minute, a brief story about this project. I was before this August body in 2004 and got this project entitled. And then we developed, went through the final plan process and started grading the project in 2006. And then everything, as you know, went to sort of hell in a handbasket. In 2008, we sold the property to a distressed property investor for 10 cents on the dollar with the right to purchase it back. And that right came up 3 years ago, and we exercised it because he was getting a lot of offers, and he wanted us to complete the project because I've known him for a long time, and he's a good guy. And so we bought it back and went back into the entitlement process again. He had extended the map. We actually had a final map ready to record. And he extended the map for as long as he could because we didn't record that map, and it was a tentative map, and the state gave all kinds of reasons to extend maps back then. But it finally expired, so I had to come back in with a brand new map, which is pretty similar to what was approved before, but there were some standards that changed, so it's slightly different. But in that time, Diablo Water District came to us and wanted a well, and so we sold them a well site, and they constructed a well with a pipeline that runs across the creek into the city. The property owner did his best to maintain the property as good as he could. And so here we are again, back in front of you, with just a new tentative map at this point. The project will be phased, but we don't know what that phasing is yet. We're probably going to have a development partner with us, and we'll have to determine exactly how the project gets phased. The houses, new architecture is going to come in. We redesigned the product 3 times chasing the market to try to make it work back then, and we just couldn't get there. And so we'll have new homes. The park is a little different than the one that was originally approved. The city relocated the park to run along the creek to the north of us. So we're going to redesign the parks. Going to be similar to what was approved before. It was a really nice park. We've done some additional mitigation for VMT. That includes the trail connection to the regional trail, which helps. So that'll be part of the plan. And other than that, not much is different. And it's a great project. Wish I could have done it back then. Be happy to be doing it again, and really appreciate the help that we've had from Jose Cortez and Ken Strelo and other staff members to get us to this point. The market's sort of in a little bit of a swoon again, but from a timing standpoint, if I had a buyer or somebody who was willing to come in with us today on this project, it's going to be over a year to design and go through plan check on all the improvement plans, because that's all, most of that has changed somewhat also from standards and whatnot. And the project has a pretty significant infrastructure load. So when this area was designed by flood control and ISD, they didn't design the pipes.
Your time is up, but
Okay.
Is there any questions from the commissioners for the applicant here while he's here?
I don't have a question, but just as a comment, I think we could close the public hearing and then allow the presenter to finish his comments. I mean, I don't think what he had.
Yeah, there's no more public speakers, so we will close the public comments, and then we'll go to deliberation, and the commissioners may have some questions for you here. Coming up.
Yeah, I just had a couple of
Well, and what I was
additional
gonna
informational things to fill in.
What I was going to say is if the gentleman had any other, because we're still in the whole public hearing process, if he had any other comments, we could just, as part of our deliberation, let him finish making his comments.
Couple of minutes, just to really fill you in on the other important parts of the project. The storm drainage system out there and the sewer system was not designed to properly serve this area. So we're building a pump station for the sewer district and a pump station for the flood control district and a big basin to accommodate this and 4 other properties out there. So that's a big load on that project that's made it difficult, but I think we can get there now. So thank you very much for your time.
So the public hearing is now closed, and we will call on the commissioners for deliberation. None. Questions?
I read.
I'll put out the motion to run.
I'll second the motion to approve.
So we have a motion and a second.
Commissioner Gowdy,
Aye.
Commissioner Ireland,
Aye.
Commissioner Oliveros,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harvey,
Aye.
Chair Price.
Aye.
Item 4.3 passes 5-0.
So we move to item 5, regular calendar. We have no regular calendar items. We will now move to item 6.1, staff reports.
Thank you, and good evening again, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the Planning Commission. Just a reminder and announcement, the next scheduled regular Planning Commission meeting is for April 7th of 2026. And I just wanted to wish a good time to Planning Commissioners Gowdy and Ireland on their future Planning Commissioners Academy coming up later this month. I hope you guys have a great time and you learn a lot. Thank you.
Move into item 6.2, reports from planning commissioners. Any reports from the commissioners?
Just more of an update. We've been, we as in Carrie and I, we are part of the Oakley of Chamber board. So we've been doing a lot of great work in really trying to get more participation from our local businesses. So we're really working very hard to make sure that we promote all of our over 900 in-home businesses that reside here. We've been connecting with Harumi on some opportunities to see how we can partner together, and we'd love to see more of that partnership with the city as much as we can to continue to foster that. You know, selfishly, we want to be better than Brentwood in many ways, right? So, but aside from that, we've been doing a lot of wonderful work, and just wanted to encourage folks to attend the networking opportunity and mixers that are coming up. We love to continue to know when are the grand openings for some potential businesses that are coming as well, so we can attend the ribbon cutting. So those are some pretty main things that we just wanted to highlight.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd like to point out about our businesses. They do contribute very strongly to our tax base, and that lowers costs for residents and encourages businesses. So it's a really good thing for Oakley moving forward. Thank you.
I believe Mathnasium's going to have their grand opening coming up, right? So
March 14th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any requests for future agenda items? None? We have no work session, so the meeting is adjourned.